All right, everyone, and welcome back to BVI Pilots. I am your host, as always, here with you, and we are about to land this 777 here in good old Dallas. It's been a long ride. We flew all the way from South Korea, and finally we've got this big old baby, finally 30 minutes out from Dallas. And, it's... Well, we got it here, so that's all that matters. All right, let's see here. There we go. So we got 27 minutes, and we will be here. So there is your window. If any of you are see what is going on, but I'm actually going to pull that back up here. Let's see what we got going on here. GZNTA. Let's see where that is here. So that's 35,000. So we still got a few. Let's see. All right. Alright, EMG. So as soon as it leaves EMG, waypoint EMG, then it's going to start descending. Alright, so Kika is giving me where our approach begins, which is going to be at 4812, 4,812 feet. Alright, so we still got a few to go here. We've got 10,495 pounds. Let's see. I've got to really pay attention to the fuel here. I don't know if I'm going to have to go into holding and burn off a little fuel or not. It's going to be close. We'll see what happens here. we're also going to be doing something a little different this time. Instead of going to approach mode, we're going to be doing something a little different with that. I'll explain it as we get down lower. But we're going to go to M2 when we get at the top of descent. Right before we start to descend, we're going to switch that. We're going to turn. Let's see, what can we do here? Very good. Let's go down. There's the M button. So just as soon as I see that we're getting ready to descend, we're going to go to M2. And just give you guys an idea about the fuel. We have no fuel in none of the tanks, all but the center tank. That is the last tank that you should be drawing your fuel from when you're flying the 777. Now, here's the interesting thing. Do that in, I don't know, it's A320. Try to leave your fuel for the center tank. You're going to have problems. It'll be drawing it completely differently. Engine 1 is at 49%. Now, if I went by time, time says 14 minutes, but I don't go by that because when you're flying a star, doing all that stuff, it's not going to be accurate. Minute and 30 seconds till we reach the next waypoint. You know what I did, I unchecked altitude and let it recheck itself. I wanted to make sure Tramp has got things going here. Good deal. Let's see. Let me go back up here real quick. Okay, 378. I guess we got 2 waypoints to go here, I think. Let's take a look. That's SQS. 1, 2. Yeah, we got 2 more waypoints to go through. So we are definitely flying the star here right now. She is slowly flying that star. We got 2 more waypoints to go through, and then we'll begin our descent. Let's see here, folks. Remind you guys, if you don't mind, to give us a thumbs up, tap on that subscribe button, join us here at BVI Pilots. Also be sure to check out the podcasts that we have. We publish a podcast every other week, and you can pick all of them up if you are a Apple owner, you can go through Apple and just listen to it, subscribe to it there, and you'll be updated every single time that we publish a podcast. So that's pretty cool too. Pretty cool stuff. So make sure you check that out. We do plan on at some point putting a app out there that you'll be able to download, and you can just follow our podcast through the app. So that'll be pretty exciting as well. Exciting stuff. By the way, just so you have an idea what time it is, I just got up a little bit ago. It is 6:30 in the morning. So I did call it to arrive about 6:15, 6:30ish. And pretty close. So about a 12 and a half, 13 hour flight. Here we should be getting close to reaching our next waypoint here. Alright, so this is a longer waypoint here, which will go over about 270 miles. Let's take a look here. Right, about 250 miles. Curious to see. Alright, 210 miles to go, guys. Okay, let's see. All right, we were getting there. Now, the next video is going to be interesting because I'm going to actually do some practicing with holding procedures. I really want to get that down, that way I can really learn how to not only help myself understand how to burn off that fuel, but to help you guys understand it as well. So this video is hopefully something will turn out good, and the next one will also be a good video for everybody as well. You know what I was doing? I was also looking around. Let's listen to this about this add-on that you can get with FSX.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal, and it is time at last for us to make that return trip from Jersey to Gatwick in this British Airways 737. Now coincidentally, this is also the time of the release of FS The Crew 737 NG Reboot. I don't know that that's its official name. I think it's just NG Reboot. I think that's what it's called. But it's the new version of FS The Crew that has been built from the ground up to accommodate new technologies and all sorts of awesomeness. So in this video, this is a fully loaded video. There are two machines.
And we'll be checking in from time to time to listen to this.
The simulator machine. You can see that we are running the PMDG 737 NGX. I'm running in prepared. As I said before, it makes no difference between prepared and FSX really on my videos. I just think prepared looks better. So we're running the PMDG NGX here. This is UK 2000's Jersey. The clouds are being provided by Rex 4 Texture Direct and powered by Active Sky Next. In addition to all that, we're going to be flying into UK 2000's Gatwick, and we'll be flying over a, Ultimate Terrain Europe and Orbex FTX Global. I think that's pretty much it on this machine. Over on the second machine, I've got Adobe PDF Reader that's showing me my flight plan that I prepared with PFPX prior to recording. It's also showing me the tutorial for the NGX reboot. That's its name, FS The Crew NGX reboot. We're going to work through this tutorial here. I'm also running the Avlasoft EFB. There I am, parked at the gate 12 in Jersey. I'm also running, of course, Active Sky Next, Just got my flight plan loaded. If you want to try and do this flight yourself, the weather was set to historical weather on Monday, July the 6th at 7:54 in the morning. What else am I running here? Oh, Navigraph Charts. Navigraph Charts, by the way, is, many of you know, is my preferred chart provider. They also provide pretty good AirAC data, so if you need to update your AirACs in your aircraft, then I tend to use Navigraph. I like it, some people don't, and they were actually kind enough to provide me with a subscription as well. Previously, I was paying for it myself. Now, in addition to that, because this is a British Airways virtual flight, I'm also, of course, running the ACARS down here, which is ready to track my flight as soon as we start to push back. So quite a lot going on. In this part 1 of this fully loaded series, I'm going to show you 2 things. I'm going to introduce you to the NGX reboot from FS to Crew and show you all its new features and loveliness and its new interface. I'm also going to show you how to set up the FMC on a 737 NGX, which a number of people have asked me, and I've done it in a number of videos before, but this video is specifically going to be about setting up this aircraft, programming the route by hand, not using a company flight plan, and also showing you FS to Crew. So let's jump into the flight deck. If I can remember my keys are being a little bit funky, so here we are in the flight deck. I'm going to pop open the FS to Crew panel. Here's a question I get asked quite a lot. Frugal, how do you pop open the FS to Crew panel? Read the manual. There is no key for it. You need to set up your sim and program a key for, I think, auto feather on off or auto feather toggle. It is described in the manual. You will get nowhere with FS to Crew unless you read the manual, so read the manual. Anyway, here we are. Now, on first look, the NGX reboot looks realistically... Let me put on the hard mute here, by the way. Is that going to work? You know what? It's actually not going to work. It's going to be a pain because of the options. Let me walk you through the options before we do anything else. You'll notice that when I press the secondary button up here, we get a new options panel, which has a ton of stuff in it. If I go into config here, and we'll go into setup, first thing, you can choose in here whether you're using button control or voice control. Button control advances through the various stages and call out and response that you get on a flight deck using a button that you can program. We're not going to use that. We are obviously going to use voice control. So we'll click on that and we'll stand by. Voice recognition activated. And I think I'm done. Yes, it's recognizing me now, so I'm going to do hard mute. Okay, display the green speech bar, yes or no. I'm going to leave that on because it's handy to see when FS to Crew is recognizing what you're saying. Now this one, SOPs, Standard Operating Procedures. In the old FS to Crew, we had 1 standard operating procedure. In the new one, we have 3. Now, FS to Crew, for those of you who are not familiar with it, what it is voice-controlled first officer or voice-controlled pilot monitoring. So when you fly an NGX or a 737 or in fact any commercial airliner for real, you are never in the cockpit alone. There is always at least one other person who helps you out. So all this flying we do on these videos and live streams and stuff with just one person controlling everything is hideously unrealistic. FS to Crew makes it more realistic. The problem is, with the old FS to Crew, it was actually a very simple standard operating procedure set, to the point that a lot of people complained that it made the aircraft too easy to fly because the pilot monitoring did everything. Well, that's still the case somewhat with FS to Crew NGX reboot. If we click in here, you'll see that there are 3 sets. Set 1 is very similar to the old FS to Crew set that we had, where you're not doing too much, but the pilot monitoring is doing quite a lot for you. We're going to use that today just because it keeps things simple. There is another set of videos coming using set 3. Set 2 is somewhat simple again. It's still based on Boeing procedures, but there's a little bit more to do, and some things are a little bit different to set 1. Set 3, I don't know this for sure, but I think it's based on either Ryanair or EasyJet, and it has the pilot flying, the captain, doing a huge amount of work, and the pilot monitoring not doing so much. So set 3 is quite a challenge, and if you're used to going hands-on with the NGX yourself and doing everything yourself, you're probably going to prefer set 3, because you get to do a lot of that hands-on stuff that you're used to, but still have a first officer helping you out. Like I said, I'm going to be a noob and quite terrified of using set 3, so I'm going to use set 1 today. I'm going to click on confirm override. Airline ops, yeah, we'll take that. We can change it to military freight. We're going to leave it on airline. Failures, we're going to leave that as it is. Online map, I'm going to turn that off. FS to Crew integrates with an online map. It shows you everybody who is flying with FS to Crew. If you value your privacy, turn that off. Same for Twitter, same for Facebook. UGCX, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to turn it off. And we can say here, first flight of the day, yes, fuel uplift required. If you change this option, then your first officer is going to get a fuel sheet as well. We'll turn that on to yes. So that's the configuration.
All right, let's take a look.
Quite a lot of configuration.
Pause that. All right. There, that's what I wanted. All right, 128 miles, you guys. So, in this other program that I'm letting you guys listen to about, there's some different settings to it. I'm going to see what some options might be. You know, it don't hurt to play around with new add-ons and stuff, even if it works partially, to give, you know, us, you know, a little bit of different stuff to play with. All right, let's go back over and listen for a little bit more.
Options in there, more than we ever had before. Let's look at the other stuff we got in here. Audio. I can change my crew region here between US, UK, EU, and Australia, mate. I'm going to leave it at US just because I like that crew set. And I can change my crew volume. Good idea to turn that up as loud as it will go, which is going to be about there. And cabin PA volume, we'll turn that, I guess we'll put that about 3. Now the volumes are a little bit muted, but okay. So we'll just take all that, nothing else to click here. What else have we got here? Departure briefing here, approach briefing here, there's the PA. I can welcome people on board. Now notice down here a QRH section. I'm not sure if this is working because this is my second flight using NGX Reboot, and honestly I've been too terrified to click on many of these things because you'll see they are pretty dramatic. I think this might be coming in an update. These are all red, meaning they don't work right now. I'm fairly sure, but as I understand it from rumors floating around the interwebs, they are coming in an update, and that's going to be pretty damn amazing. Full support for all the QRHs, which is the quick reference handbook for the aircraft to troubleshoot problems and all sorts of stuff. But on normal PA, we can welcome people on board, notify people of a departure delay, tell the cabin crew arm slides, and so on and so on. We've also got a flight attendant call button, which is where you can order your morning coffee and breakfast. Ground panel down here, and then pre-flight events right here. So this is what I'm going to run in 1 second. We'll get that thing running. But before I do that, pre-flight events, by the way, is going to get the first officer pilot monitoring, co-pilot, call them what you will. There is actually a difference, by the way. A co-pilot is somebody who is, I think, as I understand it, certified to be a captain, who is not being the captain today, and a first officer is somebody that doesn't have enough hours or standing, I guess, with the airline to be the captain, as I understand it. I'm going to use those terms interchangeably because I'm not a pilot, nor do I work for an airline, so I don't really care. I just fly pretend aircraft on my computer. Anyway, click on this little screw here to make that go away, and we're going to start setting this aircraft up. First thing I want to do before my virtual crew arrive is pop open the CDU here, and we're just going to set up our weight and fuel. So over on PC number 2, I had my flight plan that I prepared with PFPX because, as many of you know, I like that. But you could do the same thing with SimBrief. You could feasibly also download much of this information from one of the many sites on the interwebs that contain flight plans. What I'm interested in here is this. My release fuel, 6060, and my zero fuel weight. Max is 61,689, planned is 59. So we're actually almost full today in terms of our people and bags. So back in the sim, we're going to click on FS Actions, click on Fuel. I'm going to key in 6060, 6060 down here and put that in as total kilograms. Cool, we're all set there. Return. Payload, I don't really care how many people are in coach or first class or whatever. All I care about is zero fuel weight, which is 59.6, 59.6. And we will click here. Now, a number of people have commented in the past on my NGX videos, Frugal, you know you can hold down tab and just type in here. Yes, but I have so many keys bound up for things like shifting my view and all sorts of other stuff. That's a recipe for disaster. So I tend to just use the mouse and show you what you would actually click. I actually find that a little bit more realistic as well. So that's all done. We are all set. Now, let's go and look on computer number 2 at the tutorial for SOP1. There are 3 tutorials included, obviously, one for each SOP. We are following number 1. And it tells us here, what do we see here? Well, to fast forward the pre-flight events, right click. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to fast forward anything. So I am going to do pre-flight event start. That is going to connect the jetway and open doors, which are actually already open. So let's put the aircraft in a state that I think FS the crew wants. So I'm going to go to my doors here and I'm going to close everything. Close. And I think that's going to be useful as well because I'm using GSX today. And GSX is going to specifically ask me to open doors. And I think the 2 systems, FS to crew and GSX and everything else, can all get a little bit squirrely and out of whack. So with all that done, I think we're good. We'll pop open the secondary panel here. In fact, let's move this to the top of the screen so it's out of the way. By the way, LK here, lock. That means the panel will always show up, even if I go to an external view or change my view, which is kind of cool. Run the pre-flight events.
Okay, let's get this show on the road.
And he's going to go and get the show on the road. So referring back, electrical power up supplementary procedure. Well, this aircraft is actually already powered.
Okay, I thought I heard it. Alright, we got 85 miles. We're 85 miles out. And then we're going to be hitting that next waypoint. I'm curious to see. That's too bad. Oh, it's going the wrong way. Alright, so the thing that I really wish about, when looking at stars is actually if you could get more detailed information on the stars that you're flying. For example, what the estimated time is for descent, meaning at the beginning of the star all the way to the end before you move into your approach. Stuff like that. Alright, so EMG will be the last waypoint we're going to see before it goes and moves to the waypoint for descent. So we're 51 miles. So we're just going to go ahead and go down here. Alright, there we go. Inbound course 118 leg distance. I don't know what that means. Huh. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know why it is, but let me go up here. Oh yeah, we're getting close. About 15 miles. Okay. Well, here we go. Okay. And what we're doing, we're going to M2 because this has slowed us down to where I don't want it to speed back up, right? If you stay in M1, it's going to kind of be weird. It's going to go faster, slower, faster, slower. M2 is going to, well, Sorry guys, I had to really pay attention to what was going on because she started to speed back up, slow down. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? But she's just trying to get lined up for descent here. I probably could have got away with deleting a couple of the waypoints and just moved to the one right before beginning of descent, but, well, there we go. We got some scented candle going. See how we're looking here. There's no way. Hold on, guys. Let me look at something here. Now we got 70 miles to go, and that waypoint will be out of the way. See, sometimes you can't go by that right bracket W because it will just throw you off. I guess about right. That's probably about right. Yeah, okay. And what I'm doing, guys, it's something that when you want to really look at what's going on, where you're going, and you want to be really specific on where you're going, go up to the 1/2 button and look just to the right of it. If you're using NVDA, you can get on the 1/2 button, hold down NVDA shift and right arrow. And when I do that, it says MLU 61 point. Went out 60, but see what I'm saying? This. And then, of course, it's saying KDFW to the right of that, but it's still got to go to the next waypoint for our star. And then we're going to be beginning our descent. Once that happens, then I will go to M2. I thought I could just go ahead and go to M2, but I don't know if that's what caused it to speed up when I went to M2, and then it, I don't know. But let's check our fuel situation. We've got about 12% left. I believe we're going to land, and when we land, we'll probably be not too far over. It's when you go over on fuel by 50 or 60, 70, 80,000, you know, you don't want to be over 100,000 pounds or, you know, something like that, because that's just too much. The airport's got to pay for it. As a manager of BVI Virtual, I think what we're going to start doing when that occurs, we are going to start deducting pay from pilots, because, you know, we need to learn how to manage fuel. Even if I mess up, or heck, even if the CEO messes up, you know, we'll do the same thing. We're not going to like, oh, we're going to dock you, and, you know, well, we're the managers, so we don't got to dock ourselves. We're not going to worry about the rules. No, we're all going to follow the rules. That's the way it is, you see? It reminds me of that guy on, if you ever listen to the audio version of Left Behind, the one guy who used to be the boss of the news company. He's like, no, it's okay. I'd rather have the cross on my forehead than those that want to wear the mark of Carpathia. Carpathia is someone I will not follow. Anyway, that's the way that guy talked. I promise you, it's almost identical. That's actually a really good book, and I'm not getting all Christian on you or nothing, but they did a really good job with that. Even if you're not someone that, you know, I'm not pushing God on you or nothing like that, but you ought to listen to the audio drama, the dramatized version of that. We do have it. Maybe I'll upload it, because we got something big coming for you guys. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Something real big. 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 Anyway, I will tell you this. BVI Pilot, the BVI Pilots podcast, you are going to be able to download the app very soon. On the app, it will show you all of our podcasts. You can listen to the old ones from it. You'll be able to listen straight to the podcast as soon as it's published. If we go live, you'll be able to listen to that. So we have got some cool stuff happening with that as well. Let's take a look at our MOU. We're at 32 miles, and then we're going to be moving to the next. Yep. Okay. Alright, let's see here. EMG, we've got 74 miles to go. Then we are going to be heading to our beginning of descent. We'll still be flying the Star. And while descending, we have four waypoints to do. So, which is a good thing because we are carrying a lot of weight. $258. There we go. 55 miles to go. And this Star actually took longer than what I thought. I thought we was going to start descending a little sooner than this, but you know, it's 7:35 and we're still working on that Star that we've been flying. But you know, the thing is about Stars is, you know, there might be people that tell you, well, you know, a Star is a Star. If you got one, you got one. If you don't, you don't. No big deal. Here's the thing. You can successfully complete your entire flight without a star. Never said you couldn't, never, and I never will. But I want you to think about this. Imagine living in, let's say, somewhere on the East Coast. And you're wanting to go on vacation all the way over to, say, well, let's say you're in Detroit. And you're wanting to go all the way down to Miami. Now, you got a couple choices here. You could drive, well, say you're driving. Okay, you're driving. You can drive down there, and you could take the route that is, very long, or you could take a route that is the shortest, the easiest, the quickest. And so then when you get there or get close, you could either stay on the expressways to get to the city you're wanting to go to, / stay on the star to get to the runways that you're wanting to get to. Or you could say forget that and just jump off the expressway and take back roads all the way in. When I say back roads, I'm referring to roads that are not the interstate or expressway. Some call it interstate, some call it expressway. But you get off of that, and you're taking all these extra turns and all this. That's kind of what it would be like without a star when flying. Because you're going to be coming to your location on a wild spree on getting there, or you can get there easy way by taking the expressway / interstate / star / approach. And I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but I believe that that's a way to make it more understandable why it is good to have a star. Because not only that, but when you're flying these big jets, like I'm flying right now, the 777, I'm flying the 777/300, and there's a lot of weight here, a lot of power. And the last thing I want to do is fly without knowing what I'm going to be doing to come in for the landing. So I hope that helped you better get an idea of why I say stick with, do those stars. Now maybe what I'll do, after I figure out what's going on with my toolkit, I will show you guys how to do that and set it up successfully. I've done it in the past by just using by just doing it manually with Tramp. If I get my toolkit fixed right, I'll show you how to go about doing it with toolkit. The only thing toolkit is just giving everything in an organized list. You're still going back over to Tramp and adding this stuff just like you would the other way that I showed you on videos previous, which is down the list of ways. But I don't know, to me it makes sense. 14 miles, you guys. So let's get down here to my M1 because we're getting ready to switch. Heading is, let's see, our heading says 261, we're one off from 262, so but could you imagine what landing would be without a star coming in? I wouldn't really have a planned landing. Now, what would I do if I had no star? This is how I do it when I don't have a star. And it takes me to sit down and basically I kind of create a star by, I'll look at the waypoints that I've got. Alright, we've reached the next waypoint here. You know what I'll do? I'm going to save that for a video. How do you create your own manual star? By using the waypoints that you have. I will do a video on that. You don't want to miss it because it does make a difference on landing without a star. I'll tell you that right now. $172 miles. Well, right now it's showing KDFW, the numbers are going up because we're changing our heading, flying this star to come back around and get lined up for the approach that we're going to be doing. So let's just see here. Let me see here. I'm gonna go purchase my one half and wait. That's gonna be a good video. I'm gonna be doing it next, so stick around. You might already see the video there. So after you watch this, I encourage you check out that next video. Hopefully it's been long enough and you will see the video there. If not, I promise it's coming your way. Alright, we have 39 miles and we're going to be descending. So what I'm going to do is get back down here. Come on, baby, come on. Come on, baby, come on. Alright, let's see here. I know I'm silly. got to get this flight done so I can get my butt to work. Can I get a W? Can I get a O? Can I get a R? Can I get a K? Work! Yay! Not really. Let's see. Won't be much longer. You know, someone had asked me a really good question. And I don't have the exact answer for you. But I'll tell you what we will do is I will get that answer and we will talk about it on our next podcast. And that is, how come it doesn't show you your waypoints when you do write bracket W for the next one? I've got my ideas on why, but I don't want to say and then be wrong. So I'll do my research on that and let you know. Okay? Once I get landed here, I'm going to be using the ground crew to basically go ahead and get us moved to a gate and all that stuff. I'm going to start doing some deboarding and boarding and all that stuff on flights in the future. I do not use self-loading cargo. I don't think that it's fully dependable. It's, got bugs I don't really like too much. And then another thing I'm going to be doing at some point is videos with Pilot's Life. And basically, it's kind of like what we do with BVI Virtual is you work for an airline, it gives you your flights, you get paid for them, and that's it. So, we also have something else at some point. There we go. We're going to M2. Alright, we're no longer on Mach. We're on airspeed. We should have enough here. We got 8% fuel left. Should be enough to get us where we need to be. You know, just like flying, you know, like pilots do when they're flying before they land, they kind of make sure everything's where it needs to be. I'm just going to check a couple things here on the controls here on the yoke. Alright, our navigation is on. My button's backwards on my yoke. I don't know why, but when I flip my strobe lights up, they turn them off. I don't know how they got mixed up, but they did. And now that we're descending, I'm going to go ahead. There we go. $282 knots. And now here I can actually okay, we're looking good. $287 knots indicated. 31,000 feet. That's 30,255 AGL, ASL. 3569. 287 knots indicated. 427 true. Engine 1's at 27%. Engine 2, 27%. Let's see something here real quick. All right, let's see here. All right. We're at 27,000. Now, right now it says KDFW's 88 nautical miles. But I believe that's going to change a little bit. Well, maybe not. We still got enough room to do our turning and whatnot to get lined up with our approach and all that good stuff. So all right. Yeah, we're only at about 27% on our throttle for engine 1 and engine 2. Now, there's another jet that I'm going to fly and do a video on, which is much bigger. It is the A350, I believe. It is a big jet. You're talking, I believe, 10 fuel tanks, or 8 or 10. It's just a massive jet. And I'm going to do some practice and learn how to fly that and get us some real good flights through BVI Virtual with international, some of the long hauls. I thought this was a long haul, but all right, we're at 24%, or 24%, goodness. 24,250 AGL. I hate when it does that. All right, 23,594. I always like to announce what's going on, just in case you're watching and maybe you don't, see the screen as far as what might be going on. So I try to announce that. I know some say, "Why announce it? Just fly it." But that doesn't make it any fun if I just fly and not talk. I do want to say, someone had sent me an email, and they wanted me to discuss some of the other things going on, topics that I will not get into on YouTube. Politics is something that can get personal with people, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to, just not going to do that. So, to answer your question about that, can we discuss it? No. We're not going to get into none of that stuff about Trump and who's better, who's bigger. We're not drawing straws on this channel. I'll tell you that right now. We're at 21,000. But if you notice, we're going to M2, where we did go to M2, all the way up as soon as we started descending. Have you noticed how smooth we've been coming down? We're at 289 knots, and we're not even, we're still, well, we're at 20,000 now. Now she's slowing down more. Engine 1, 14% thrust. That is 2,486 pounds of thrust. .286 knots indicated. It's beautiful, guys. Looking good so far. .284 knots indicated. And you're also going to, and I don't know if anybody else sees this or not, when you're descending, your speed's going to go up and down a little. Like right now, I went back up to 292, and we're at 16,000. That's because of all the weight, right? I mean, we're doing 1608 FPM, feet per minute. So 1,600 feet per minute. You're going to get some speed. It's going to jump on you a little. .47 miles for our for KDFW. Ooh, drop this massive load off. .283 knots. That noise you just heard, that is a waypoint. Okay. All right, we are at 13,221 AGL, 13,447 ASL, Come on, let me see that speed change for our next waypoint here. Now, if for some reason it's not putting me at the speed that I want when I'm at 10,000, then I will go in there and I'll change it manually. But it should do it on its own without any problems. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go up and see. Compare to my waypoints. There we go, that's what I want. We're at Kika. Okay. Hold on, you guys, what's it doing? Whoa. What are you doing? What is she doing, you guys? Why is it doing that? Sorry guys, we had a problem here. But we're okay. Slow down, baby.
$2,500.
Bear with me, guys.
$1,000.
Sink rate. 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 Sink rate.
500. 400. 300.
Caution, taxiway. Caution, taxiway.
200.
Shit.
100.
Um,
50. 40. 30. 20.
man, you guys, that was a save that. Wow. I'm glad I got this on video because I saved my ass. And I had to do some just judgment, pilot judgment. Wow, you guys, I'm impressed. Let's take a look at Sim Toolkit and see how I did. The whole time I did that flight, never had a problem with my pitot, and for some reason my pitot heat wasn't on, and at the end is where I had a problem with it. Where did my... Let me do something. Hold on. Okay, I don't know where my toolkit is, but I'll update you guys on the next video how we did. That had to be a decent landing. Because, I mean, I didn't bounce or nothing. So, I'll let you guys know.